It's a bit difficult to just, off the top of my head, kind of say that. I mean, you would always have regrets, I guess, in some way, or maybe not regrets. It's just that you might have done things differently if you had a chance. I don't think I have any regrets as such. There are definitely things that I would have done differently, or maybe chosen different things altogether. But that's again, I mean, I'm talking in hindsight. So you would always feel like that about things that are in the past. But it's not a very intense feeling. Like I'm very happy the path that I have taken to kind of get here. So one thing did lead to another, and I found a lot of things now that I'm interested in it and that I like. So if all that had to happen to come to this point, um, yeah, like there's not much that I would change. Um, and definitely, like, you learn things going forward. So even if there were situations which were difficult, or they made you feel like you were not in the right place at that time, it taught me something. So all those experiences are clubbed into who I am at this point. And it's quite fascinating as well, because I mean, you do see yourself grow over the years. So yeah, I don't really have any regrets. Well, if you were to analyze everything, there's definitely things that you would want to change. But um, it's not like I feel like, oh my God, I really wish that hadn't happened kind of thing. Yes, there have definitely been difficult times, but the thing is, again, as I explained before, it does teach you stuff. So when things are difficult, it really tells you about your own potential, and the things that you're capable of dealing with. And I think it's very important for people to kind of find that out somehow or the other. I'm not saying you have to be in a bad situation to find that out, but as you go ahead and, like, with different experiences and as the years pass, you do grow up. And it's just yeah. So I wouldn't change anything, because all those things have made me who I am today, and the things that I'm doing today are going to make me who I am going forward, kind of thing. So even if I would want to change some things earlier on, those things are also quite dependent on a series of other factors. Like maybe in uni, I wish I could have, like, um, spend a little more time doing some assignments or done things differently. But then I also have to think about the fact that at that situation, you do have to work in order to kind of just live here and stuff like that, and that does take up time. So it's not easy to just say that you'd like to change one thing, because that one thing at that point depended on a lot of other things, which probably wouldn't have been so easy to change, or would have been, like, if I'd looked for another alternative, maybe. So there's always a lot of possibilities. I mean, it's not like one thing is right and one thing has to be done. So it's just it would have been a different path, that's all. Yeah, it may have led me here, it may have led me somewhere else, but again, there's so many different paths that you could have taken. Even if you just change one thing, like, your current situation would change dramatically. I'm working in graphic design at the moment for a furniture and lighting company. Um, but I did do an internship in industrial design, and then I have a lot of different personal projects that I keep starting. I did the markets at Glebe and Balmain at one point. And then I've started a kind of furniture project which is still going, and I don't have time to get back to it. I did write a children's book which I want to improve and published as a new edition, which I still haven't got to. Let's see what else. There's been a lot. I participated in a couple of graphic design and typography challenges on Instagram, like 36 days of type and Inktober and things like that. So that takes up a lot of time during those months. But it's all stuff that I like to do and that I want to do, and it challenges me as a designer. So uh, it's a pleasure to be working on those things, really. I mean, not that it doesn't cause stress, it does, but again, it's things that I want to do, and ultimately it does help me build my portfolio, and it I do have something to show at the end of it. So yeah, I do enjoy it. Like, I do have my finger in every pie, kind of thing. um, but yeah, pivot due to COVID, I wouldn't say a pivot really. My hours work out a little bit, but I mean that's with everything. So everyone faced that. It was a very, I mean, unforeseen circumstances. So yeah, I was with the same company before and after. So I wouldn't say a pivot, but it has pivoted my thinking, because anything can happen, and they're really unprecedented times. So to prepare for that, my thinking has changed in that sense, as in, like, I have to always make sure that I have a backup for something. So in that sense, like, going ahead, I've started thinking in a way where I need to have my little mojo, that I can fall back on. It's what the barefoot investor said. My flatmates recommended this to me, the book. So yeah, I just have to make sure that you have your little mojo when you're going ahead. So things like that. It's not a pivot really, but COVID did prompt me to start thinking of that, going forward, and just generally, like, planning a little bit just in case, just preparing for something um, that could go wrong. It's always good to be, yeah, uh, I mean, have a backup kind of thing. Best advice is just that, I mean, things do get up and down. It's not easy to come here, and just kind of make your way on your own. It does require effort, but then again, it's like you do need to push yourself. And when I had to push myself to kind of like get my foot in the door in terms of my career, um, it was my flatmates that kind of like pushed me at that time. They were like, go out, call people, no one's going to reply emails. And because they told me that so much, that's why I ended up actually doing that, right? Like, faster than I would have by myself. And that really gets you somewhere. So I mean, you just have to know the amount of effort that you're willing to put in, because it will pay off. It's just that in that situation you don't realize it, and I can hear other people telling me these exact same words a while ago, and I didn't believe it either. But it does, like, you do work hard. Of course, you have to work hard in the right direction. So you just have to, like, keep an eye on that and make sure that your efforts is not going to waste. But apart from that, like, it does pay off. It takes a little time to find your balance and find your footing. And especially here, because you don't really know anyone, so you don't know someone who can put you forward to someone else. So I found that a bit difficult, but um, I think everyone faces that. It's not just about being in Australia. I think it would be the same situation elsewhere as well. It's just that over there you might have known friends in the industry, or someone in the family who could have, like, kind of referred you. But at the same time, it's fun doing it this way as well, where you just go out and you don't know anyone, and you literally going out into nothing and kind of like finding your way. So I wouldn't change that, because again, it teaches you to go into, like, the industry and kind of like work for and search for what you want, really. But yeah, that would be my advice, I guess.